the granddaddy of them all, the grandest stage of them all, the showcase of the immortals. Woodstock was to rock and roll what WrestleMania is to wrestling. It's tradition. Every sport has their special event. NFL has the Super Bowl. MLB has the World Series. NHL has the Stanley Cup. WWE has WrestleMania. 40 years ago, one man's vision changed the world. We watched with utter disbelief, stunned silence, sheer amazement, been inspired and enriched. Tonight will be like no other. They will achieve the impossible and forge new beginnings this whole weekend, night 1 and 2. Most memorable, electricity in the air, all around us. Feel it, taste it, smell it. Men, women, athletes, superstars will take the biggest stage in live entertainment to once again inspire us, move us, shape us, and connect us. This is going to be the biggest WrestleMania of all time. WrestleMania 40. Whew. My earliest memories include renting WrestleMania 5. I was always mesmerized with Demolition. Macho Man versus Hulk Hogan. That was always memorable. Then I remember seeing some home videos recorded of WrestleMania 7, the Rockers, the red, white, and blue, or the red and blue. Also, WrestleMania 8, being mesmerized by the ending with the pyro, the fireworks, Hulk Hogan, and the Ultimate Warrior. Then I remember renting WrestleMania 9. Some people think it's silly. Some people hate it. I think it's enjoyable. I was a kid back then. It had the open top. It was outside. It was Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas. It was Hulk Hogan twice in one night. It was Bret Hart. It was Shawn Michaels versus Tatanka. Steiner Brothers versus the Head Shrinkers. Razor Ramon versus Bob Backlund. The Narcissist Lex Luger versus Mr. Perfect. Undertaker versus the Giant Gonzalez. Undertaker being pieced out with chloroform, but then coming back and tearing down the Giant Gonzalez. I mean, it was exciting. Then, of course, I started watching on pay-per-view. 10 through 13. I think 10 through 11 or 10 through 12 are underrated. I mean, 10, you got Bret Hart twice in one night. Yokozuna twice in one night. You had Bret Hart versus Owen Hart. Of course, you got the ladder match. Razor Ramon versus HBK. I mean, you got Doink and Dink versus Bam Bam Bigelow and Luna Vachon. You got Lex Luger versus Yokozuna. Mr. Perfect getting involved. And then, of course, Bret Hart's shining moment at the end. WrestleMania, you got Bob Backlund versus Bret Hart. You got Diesel versus HBK. Bam Bam Bigelow, Salt and Peppa. NFL legends. Lawrence Taylor. I mean, who can hate it? WrestleMania 12, the return of the Ultimate Warrior versus Triple H. And then you got Vader, you got Yokozuna, you got Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart, you got the Backlot Brawl with Roddy Piper and Goldust. I mean, you got the O.J. Simpson chase scene. Wow. Memories. Definitely memories. You also got Steve Austin versus Savio Vega. Then WrestleMania 13, you got the Chicago Street fight between the Nation of Domination and LOD. and Ahmed Johnson. You got Bret Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. The double turn. Whew. Amazing. I get goosebumps. I get chills. I grew up with this stuff. Thanks to my parents, thanks to my grandfather on my mom's side. It's amazing. Then there were times where we didn't have pay-per-view, we didn't have cable, but I still followed along any way I could. Magazines at 7-Eleven, just standing there. Or my parents got me a subscription to the magazine as well. Then, I also went through high school. I lost my grandfather, had some downtime. I grew up a little bit, worked. But then starting around WrestleMania 23, Vince McMahon, Donald Trump, Umaga, Stone Cold Steve Austin, hair versus hair, Detroit, Ford Field, then WrestleMania 24, Ric Flair's last match versus HBK. You got Undertaker versus Edge. Then, of course, 25, the 25th anniversary. Stone Cold getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. Then 26, I was over-the-road truck driver. But then started to watch again at 27, 28, 29. Then the WWE Network came into play. What a bargain that is. And now it's with Peacock. It's going to be great. I mean, this is 40 years. This is 4 decades. Older than me. It's a legacy. Some of my predictions. Night 1, we got Becky versus Rhea. I think Rhea will cement her legacy and still be champion. Though I can see Becky winning, especially with her book out. Then there's the tag team ladder match. It'll be entertaining. Everybody loves the ladder match. I love the R-Truth and Miz being back together. R-Truth is a gem. He is hilarious. He's entertaining. He's fun. Rey and seemingly Andrade now after SmackDown versus Dom and Santos. I mean, Dom and Santos are the young dudes, but I can always see Rey and Andrade winning. But at the same time, I can see Dom and Santos winning. Give them a moment, WrestleMania moment. But either way, it's going to be fun. You got brother versus brother, Jay versus Jimmy Uso. Let's go, Jay. Main event, Jay. Remember, main event is just a tagline. It's marketing. It's a nickname. It just means he's a top star. Then there's the 3-on-3 women's match. Damage Control versus Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Naomi. Hey, I'm all for seeing how Jade Cargill is. Especially to debut her in ring at the biggest stage of them all. Let's go. Gunther versus Sammy. It can go either way. Gunther can keep going, being the Intercontinental Champion. I mean, WWE has a PLE coming up in Germany. Who knows what they can do with Gunther then? This is also Sammy's opportunity to have the IC Championship with fans around, because last time he had it was during the pandemic, during the Thunderdome. Let's see what you can do. And finally, the tag team main event. Seth and Cody versus Rock and Roman. It can go either way. I'm all for both. The 4 biggest stars in the WWE. Let's see what happens. Night 2, you got Seth versus Drew. Whew. I honestly think that Damian Priest is going to cash in and become the second heist of the century 9 years after Seth Rollins did it. That's just my prediction, my opinion, my dream. Then you got the other 3-on-3 match. You got the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley versus Karrion Kross and AOP with Paul Ellering back at WrestleMania. Let's watch. Let's enjoy it. Big men. Go for it. LA Knight versus AJ Styles. LA Knight. Yeah. I mean, AJ Styles is the veteran. I mean, they're both great. They're both veterans of the game. But AJ Styles had his moments at WrestleMania. Let's see LA Knight have one. Then you got the Triple Threat U.S. Championship. I'm going to have to go with Logan Paul. I mean, he's the best celebrity turned wrestler turned superstar that the WWE has. Kevin Owens had his WrestleMania moment with Austin 2 years ago. Randy Orton had plenty of WrestleMania moments. Give it up for Logan Paul. Let's just watch it and enjoy it. Then you got Bayley versus Io Sky. I'm going for the girlhood dream has come true for Bayley. Then Cody versus Roman. My heart goes for Cody. We want Cody. Finish the story. But at the same time, I can see Roman etching his name into the history books. I can see him continuing till they go to MSG in, I believe, September. Cody will get the Money in the Bank, or something screwy will happen where he has a reason to challenge one more time, and he'll finally win it, where his dad almost did, but didn't. If they ever do Roman versus The Rock, I think they need the championship. The championship is like the crown of the head of the table. Rock versus, The Rock is going to lose, but I think after that they will have at least one more match to solidify Roman Reigns' legacy without the title, and Reigns will win again, and The Rock will, The Rock is a legend. And the Roman Reigns will become better than Hulk Hogan or at least next to Hulk Hogan. And he's a legend in himself now. I mean, his length of championship hasn't been done since the 80s. Just right out the storm, right out the history. Let's enjoy it. It's WrestleMania. I love this time of year. I love this weekend. Hope y'all can like, share, and subscribe. And let's go.